Hey, everybody, welcome to the Connected Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Dawson. This week's episode is a recording from a live mini masterclass that I held online through TikTok and Instagram. And so you're getting the replay. This episode is all about helping you, giving you a roadmap so you can go from a practicing medium to a professional medium who is able to grow a sustainable, successful mediumship business. So let's dive into this week's episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to start doing these more. I'm really excited to be here and do this mini mastermind class. It is something that I think is going to be really supportive and beneficial for you, especially if you are wanting to grow your spiritual based biz. So we're doing a mini masterclass on how to grow a successful spiritual based biz as a medium. This is something that I'm really passionate about because it has absolutely changed my life in so many ways. And I know that it can change your life. Have these mediumistic powers of awareness. We can really feel a lot of insecurities about, am I not good? Am I good enough? And how do I do this? And what do I need to know? So we're going to break that all down for you here in this mini masterclass. Okay. So while we are getting started, let me know where you are subscribed or where you're joining from. And also, is this something that you are interested in? Is this something that you are wanting to do? Is this something that you are interested in as far as taking your spiritual gifts and growing a successful spiritual base? Let me know. Okay? Because, we have these abilities. I truly believe, my philosophy is that we have these abilities not just for ourselves. Okay? We don't. We have a responsibility to do something with these spiritual gifts and to make an impact in the world. And this is why we have these innate abilities. So I want to talk to you about how can you really take your mediumship abilities and go from being the practicing medium to a professional medium. So I want to break that down because there's really 4 pillars in doing this. There's number 1, you need to have the skills. Number 1, if you don't have the skills, you're not going to be able to do this work and have longevity. Number 2, you need to have the time to dedicate to doing this work, especially if you're desiring to do this full time. So time management is important. And then having a really solid business plan, because we can't be growing a business as an entrepreneur aimlessly and hoping something sticks. We need to be really grounded and understand what it means, what is required in order to have a kick-ass business where not only are you doing what you love, but you are being paid abundantly for that. And then we need to look at how can we really take our abilities and our business and bring that message to the masses. So we're going to break that down in this mini masterclass. So let's get started. So one of the things that is really important when we are looking at growing a spiritual based business is we have to have this mindset of, why do we want to quit our job in the first place? Why? Is it because we think that we can become famous or make a lot of money doing it? Or is it because it is something that is on our heart and we're ready to commit to that? Because when you are an entrepreneur, even outside of the spiritual based businesses, you need to really commit to that spiritual path. And that is going to require you at some point to leave that security of your traditional job. I remember when I was having some health issues at my job, and it was making it really difficult for me to commit to the work that I was doing as a medium because I was so exhausted. And working usually about 7:30 till 5 or 6, at the end of the day, I was just tired. I really was mentally. And then I was dealing with chronic pain. Then I was still at the same time trying to grow my spiritual biz, and I was doing readings usually from about 6 till 9 or 10 at night. I was exhausted, burnt out. And I came to this place where I had to realize this is actually part of my soul purpose. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And so something has to give here. And so what was that? It was that regular 9 to 5 job. and it was a good job, made good money, but I wasn't satisfied. So there does need to come a mind shift set that a mindset shift, pardon me, that is going to require you to really transition from being the employee to the entrepreneur. That is going to require you to be so committed to your abilities and to your purpose. Okay. So that's the first thing. Be committed, be wholeheartedly invested in it, because just like any other entrepreneur, your business is going to go like this. It's going to have ups and downs and waves. And I've noticed that even in my own business, from content creation to pivoting in my business to shifting who my ideal clients are to upgrading or getting rid of certain services and bringing in new ones. There's always these things that you're finding that you're going to like or you're not like, right? And there's growing pains that come with running your own business. It's just the fact, right? And you have to have the emotional, mental, and energetic and spiritual stamina to be able to navigate, because sometimes it's going to go so easy and it's going to flow, but then there's other challenges. And so you got to look at, are you ready to go from being the employee to the employer? Okay. And that is also going to require you to really break free from some of the limiting beliefs that you have. It's really common when you're ready to take that leap from being a practicing medium to professional and have some fears that come up because your identity's changed. There's no longer that security of the regular paycheck coming in 2 weeks. You are solely relying on you and the support of the spirit world. You become vulnerable. You're really exposed because what kind of fears do you experience? What if people don't like me? How am I going to reach the people that I want to work with? How do I take my message? How do I take my passion and create it into something that is marketable? How can I present it to the marketplace that is going to attract my ideal client? How do I run a business? All of these fears come up and we start looking at the things that we maybe aren't strong in or aren't knowledgeable in, and we allow the fear of the ego mind to start chattering and coming in and basically extinguishing our desires. And I'm going to say to you, number one, that's human to have that. But number two, that is not your natural state to stay in that place of fear. It is about you realizing, oh, that's just my ego trying to keep me safe. But I know, because I'm so committed, I have that connection with the spirit world. I'm so anchored in with my soul and my higher self that I know that regardless of what comes my way, I got it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to navigate that. Spirit's got my back. The universe has got my back. We're going to figure it out. And so it is going to require you to let go of a lot of limiting beliefs. It just is. And so you need to get to that place in order to be able to do this professionally. Okay. And there's fears like financial insecurity. What if I don't have money coming in? What if clients don't find me? What if I price my, packages and services and clients think that I'm charging too much? And then what happens if they think I'm too much or I'm pricing too much? Then they're not going to come in and they're not going to want my services, and then they're going to go somewhere else, and then I'm missing out on income. And then how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to clothes on my kids' back? How am I going to get them the school supplies? How am I going to pay for my car insurance, my mortgage? Like, we go down this whole thing, right? Those are normal. It's normal, number one. But it's not normal to allow yourself to stay in that fear state, because when you are anchored into your purpose, when you are willing to allow your passion to be stronger than your fears, knowing spirit has your back, knowing that you are smart, you are capable, and that there are people out there that can help guide you, give you a roadmap to get to where you need to be, you can take a load off. You can take a breather and allow the universe to support you. It's not just about the law of attraction. It is also about the law of resonance, the law of vibration, the law of polarity. There's all these different natural laws that come into play. Okay. And there are spiritual laws that affect our physical life. And so as a spiritual entrepreneur, you need to look at that and maybe even do a little study, do a little bit of Googling, do a little bit of research on the natural laws is something that has supported me greatly in my business. Okay. It's really normal as well to feel like you're an imposter. Who am I? Who am I to be working with the public? Right? That is you comparing yourself to somebody else. That is you anchoring into a story that you may have picked up from somebody else in the past. That might be a story that you saw a parent or somebody close to you own, and then you took it on as your own. There are so many incredible mediums out there, but I will tell you, they do not let the fear of being compared to other people, in a good sense or a negative sense, deter them from going to where they need to be, from achieving what they came here to achieve, to make the impact that they needed to make. Imposter syndrome is something that we create within our own mind. And so there are going to be some inner healing dealings that you are going to have to do. It's just the way it is. Okay. And I want to share with you how you can overcome some of these obstacles with confidence and also trust in your abilities. You know, I truly believe that we all come from the creator. You can call that creator God, source, universe, whatever. But we all come from this source, and this source has created us. We are a part of them, and we are divine, and our gifts are divine, and our desires are divine. And there is no mistake why you have these gifts. There's no mistake that at this time in your life right now, you are feeling the call and the pull to show up, stand out, be visible, and heal the world, make an impact, touch lives with your spiritual gifts. And so it is going to require you to let go of how you've done things, how you've thought about yourself, and realize at the end of the day, there is never going to be anybody else like you. Thank God. We only need one you. You are somebody who has had the most unique lived experiences that has shaped your personality. And that makes you the perfect medium. It really does. Because the spirit world is going to take your abilities and is going to help you attract your ideal client. It's going to help you be found by other people that want to collaborate with you. They are going to bring opportunities to you, bring opportunities your way because you are the right fit. Okay? Not because you're trying to be like somebody else, but because you are just you unapologetically. And you become fearless. And you realize even when you have some stinking thinking that comes in, how is this going to happen? Or what if I'm not good enough? You realize it's not just you that's running this business. It's not just you doing the spiritual work. And this is where mediums find themselves in a pitfall because they are relying on their own strength and they're not allowing their spirit helpers, their guides, their ancestors, their inspirers to be a part of the business plan. I have team meetings with my spirit guide. We get a lot of stuff done. We do. It's incredible. And what I love about it is that you have these people in the world unseen that want to work with you, that want to support you. So why wouldn't you utilize it? Do you want to know something that I've recently done? True story. True story. I asked my spirit guides to bring a specialist from the spirit world to help me market my work. Basically help me speak my message in a way that's going to land and resonate with my ideal client. I said, you know what? I kind of feel like sometimes I'm a little bit stiff. I'm so passionate about it. And sometimes I lack the lighthearted facial expressions that we see so many people in the spiritual community do. And it's not because I'm not love and light. It's just I sometimes get so focused on what I'm seeing, I'm forgetting about the aesthetics of it, right? So Spirit, can you just help me? This is too complicated for me. Just help me out. And I've actually got somebody now that's working with me in the spirit world to do this. How incredible is that? How incredible is that? As a professional psychic medium who runs a successful spiritual-based biz, you realize that you are not doing this on your own. And if you think you're doing this on your own, then you need to relook at what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because without the spirit world, this does not exist, friends. Your business will not thrive. I promise you that, okay? And so we look at, okay, thank you, Spirit, for helping me. All right. Bring it in. And if you're struggling, how you can do that, do some inner healing. Use affirmations to replace those thoughts that are holding you back. Do some mirror work. Mirror work is great. You can get a book from Louise Hay, How You Can Heal Your Life. And she has got some beautiful work that I would encourage you to do. So you can get to that place so then you're ready to actually do the work. Because no mentor, no teacher is going to help you build that confidence or overcome your fears. It is something you're going to have to do yourself. But if you even have some insecurities and you're like, I'm going to go full forward, I'm going to go ahead regardless of my insecurities, then you are ready to make that transition. Okay. And so when you are wanting to make that transition from your 9 to 5 to your full-time job, I'm going to share with you a couple tips on how you can do that. So number one, you're going to want to make sure that you are putting yourself out there, that you are going to have a little bit of a financial nest egg, right? So maybe you're doing readings part-time, maybe you're doing readings on weekends, whatever that is, take that money and put it in a little nest egg, maybe a high interest savings account, let that percolate for a bit. And then give yourself at least 3 months of income. Okay. And then open up your booking calendar and then do the rest of the information that I'm going to talk about in this mini mastermind class. So that way, when you're ready to take the leap, you don't have the financial stress that's coming up. Best thing I ever did for myself. Okay. Now, how are you going to create your business? Well, you need to have a profitable business plan. And so the first thing you need to do is map out your business vision. So you need to have a clear goal for your business. What are you wanting to achieve? Are you wanting to do this part-time, full-time? And who do you want to work with? Do you want it to be in person, online? Do you want to do a combo? Are you wanting to work doing demonstrations and mediumship only? Do you want to just do private one-to-one? Do you want to do in-home gallery readings? What do you want to do with your abilities? Okay. And then what you need to do is figure out, this is what I want to do. Now, who is my target audience? Meaning, who are the people that are going to want my services? Who are they? Are they male, female? What are their ages? What do they do for work? What are their interests? What do they desire? Okay. And then what you're going to do is then create packages and services and offerings that are going to intrigue them, that are going to bring them in. Because you don't want to create a bunch of offerings and services that people don't want. So who are the people that you want to work with? And what do they desire? What do they want? And does that align with you? And do you have services? So if they come to book a reading with you, do you have what they're looking for? Okay. So when I started out, I had mediumship readings and then I had intuitive card readings. That's all I had. And then I did soul to soul readings, which is my psychic reading. And then I had a bunch of services. And I'm like, after a while, like, this is too much. I just really want to focus solely on mediumship. And I brought in the psychic readings because I do love working psychically. It's fun. I enjoy it. But I've really positioned myself as an evidential medium. But I do have a couple other things that I offer. So I have my 3 private one-to-ones, and then I have my mentorship, my classes, my coaching packages, right? That's all grown and developed over time, but you need to really be clear. Who are they? What are they desiring? And create offerings and services that they're going to want, that they're willing to invest in. Okay. And let them know the benefit of having that service or attending this event or taking that class. Okay. People want to know, invest in you. What do I get from it? Is it healing, closure, comfort, validation, new skills, new confidence? What is it? Let them know. That way they're really, really clear. Okay. And doing that is going to help them feel comfortable investing in you, in your services. And then also next, set some financial goals. It's really important to set realistic financial goals and some strategies when you are having a spiritual based biz. So for example, how much money do you want to make in a month? Okay. For example, I wanted to make minimum $10,000 in a month. I had to figure out, okay, that's what I want to make. How am I going to make that happen? So you figure out how much you want to make in a month, and then look at your services. Maybe you want to create some packages. Maybe you want to diversify some of your income streams, from readings, classes, coaching, and then create your pricing so that way you can achieve it. So for example, if I just do private readings, say if I do 10 readings a week at $250 a week, $2,500 times 4 is $10,000. Or maybe you want to mix it up. I used to charge $2,000 for a three-month coaching package. Now it's $3,000, right? And I do less readings now. And then I've got some one-on-one mentorships. I have some different things that are going on. So I've diversified my income streams. So think about, do you want to just do readings, or do you want to do some packages and offerings? There's so many different things that you can do, but figure out what you want to make and then create your packages and pricing your services so you could achieve that. And then the next thing, when you're running a business, you absolutely have to have structure in your day for success. Okay. So time management is going to be really important. So for those of you that are watching the video live, you can see here, I have my agenda, and this is like my Bible. I don't leave home without it. It tells me everything that I'm going to do, but I also make time in there for self-care. I make time in there for me to have a little bit of a break, because running your own business, in addition to just doing the work as a psychic medium, is a lot, right? So what are your priorities? So for me, I love daily routine. It really supports my growth. When I come into my office, I have a thing on my desk, a little paper. I do 3 things every day for my business. So maybe it's me coming up here live on Instagram and TikTok and doing a live stream mini masterclass. And then I do some IG stories. So that's 2 things. And then maybe I drop a couple emails to some clients that are interested in some of my mentorship programs or classes or readings, whatever. 3 things. And then I do 3 things for myself. In between each obligation or task, I take time just for me. You don't want to burn out doing this. It's easy to do it. Okay. I go walk my dog. I have something to eat. Maybe I read a book. Maybe I do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of yoga. I set those in my calendar. Okay. And it keeps you on task. Make sure that you accomplish everything that you need to do. It also helps you have balance. Okay. The next important thing for being a successful mediumship entrepreneur or mediumistic entrepreneur is you really need to hone your mediumship skills. Okay. Your skills, having them developed is absolutely crucial. Okay. Because if you do not have high quality skills, i.e., you're able to bring through clear, accurate, and specific information every single time that you work with the spirit world, people are going to be pissed. They're going to want refunds. They're not going to rebook with you. They might leave nasty Google reviews. Word gets around very quick in the spiritual community. So you want to have the good skills. Absolutely. This is why development is so crucial. This is why, in addition to my coaching, I teach development. You need to be able to hold your own. You need to be able to link with the spirit world consistently and be comfortable giving those messages and be able to bring through specificity, names, dates, relationships, bring through the personality. People, that's what people want. They don't want that clear vagueness stuff. What is clear vagueness? And I tell people this, oh, who's the mother figure in spirit that passed? That is vague. That is just not good enough. We need to know. Would you understand that there's an aunt in the spirit world on your mom's side of the family, and she passed to the spirit world with lung cancer? Boom. That's specific. People are going to know exactly who that is. You're going to bring through personality. Your dad had a really kind of off the cuff personality, and he'd always give those like zinger comments. Yep, that's totally my dad. People want that information. And if you don't have that, it's going to be hard to really serve your clients. Okay. Because again, you're dealing with the public, you're dealing with people that are struggling with grief, and they want that proof that their loved ones are there with them. Okay. So this is why development is important. And if you haven't had any formal training, I personally believe, in my opinion, that you absolutely need to have that formal training. Get into a development circle. It's actually how I started off in my training. Okay. And then also to be open to continuing to learn and grow as a medium. I don't believe that there is one course that you can take and then you're going to know everything, because we as humans, we are learning, we are growing, we are discovering. And as we do that, the spirit world grows and evolves with us, and they change how they work with us as well. Okay. And so it's important that we understand that there is not a destination in our development journey. Rather, there are milestones that we encounter, that we meet, and then we move past on our journey as a psychic medium. And so continuing to read books, take classes, get mentorship, connect with other mediums, do practice readings. Being consistent is going to be so crucial. I've been doing this almost 10 years professionally, and I take training still to this day. And I think that's one of the most, I'm going to say, crucial things that I've ever done for my mediumship development, because it has allowed me to stay at a top tier quality in my mediumship. It really has. And so, a mediumship development circle is a beautiful resource that's going to help you refine your abilities, build that confidence in yourself and your abilities, your trust in the spirit world. And then you're also connecting with like-minded people. And when you have that community, that makes you feel supported. And that really helps you get out there, have the boost and the confidence to get out there and start working with the public. Okay. Also, your skill development with growing your business needs to be looked at as well. Okay. So even though you're going to continue to grow and learn about your mediumship abilities, be adaptable with how you grow your business. For example, when I started off, I just had a Google business listing, and then I was just posting on Instagram, but there was no marketing. Can I say really strategic marketing? And this is why I have invested over 5 figures in business coaching to learn the ins and outs of how do I take my message, my passion, and bring it to the masses. Okay. And there's not a one size fits all for growing a business. But what I will say, do not take advice from somebody to grow your spiritual biz as a psychic medium who hasn't done it themselves. Because unlike other businesses, when you are working mediumistically and sharing your gifts with the world, there really is a unique way on how we grow our biz, how we market it, how we align with the energy of the people that we want to connect with, and also the energy of the services. So that could actually really hurt your business if you're getting guidance from somebody who doesn't have the skills as a medium, who's done it, who hasn't walked the talk. Okay. And there is this balance, right? Especially with a lot of us, we might be working at home. Like I'm in my office right now. You can't be on all the time. You can't be just focused on your business all the time. You also have to be human too. And it's tough as a medium, but then you're also an entrepreneur. Find the balance, enjoy time with family, go do things with friends. Like a bunch of us on Saturday are going to play bingo. No, it's not that we're so big on bingo, but we have the best flippin' time. We laugh, we joke because we can't keep up with the caller. And we just it's a social thing, right? My husband and I go on trips, and I love that. And what I love about that is I get to work, still do readings, and teach my classes from all over the world. All I need is a laptop because I've done the work. I know what I'm talking about, right? And you can do that too. If that's your desire, you can absolutely do that. And to get your business to that place, you really need to leverage your online presence. So what does that mean? You need to show up on social media. You need to become visible. People need to get to know, like, and trust you. They need to like and trust you, get to know who you are before they're ready to invest in you. Out of all of the psychic mediums that are out there, and there's a lot more people that are putting themselves out there and promoting. For every time you don't do that, there is somebody behind you that is doing that is getting the clients that would have been better suited to work with you. Fact. Okay. So how do you do that? You need to figure out, what type of medium do you want to be known for? What is your passion? What is your gift? And how do you want to share that with the people? Are you somebody that is really like a joker and are humorous? Well, show that. Are you somebody that, for example, myself, I kind of got like a little bit of interesting sense of humor, but I'm also really grounded and I love promoting the ethics of mediumship in how I am as a psychic medium, but also in my teachings. Like figure out how you want to be known, right? Share your journey. Let people know how you got to where you are right now. Okay. And then establish yourself as an authority, as the go-to medium. Okay. What to do? Again, you need to position yourself as the go-to because there's so many people out there. And sadly, on social media, there's a lot of scammers and there's some people that don't have the skills, but they got the guts and the fortitude to show up on social media. So people are going to go find that. But you've invested in your training. You've invested in yourself. You have overcome your limiting beliefs and fears. And now you're ready to work with the public. So you need to beat them to that. You need to show up. And you don't have to be polished. You don't have to be, can I say, aesthetically pleasing as far as like your Instagram grid. Everything's got to be perfect, or your, videos on TikTok have to be a certain way. Just start showing up and get comfortable and get engaged with people. Okay. And you want to build, the whole point of having a social media presence is to build that community. So that way you can really nurture the relationship with your followers. You're going to have them engaging with you. Again, that's a way to get to know, like, and trust you. And then when you're doing that, you're taking those people, those followers on social media, and you're actually turning them into paying clients. It's in the madness. Okay. It's really, really important to do that. So for you as a professional psychic medium, if you are just posting anything on social media and kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hope it sticks, that actually could be hurting your business. Do not do that. Use it as a business tool. Why social media is so important for you as a professional medium that is wanting to grow a successful business. It is a tool. Be very careful on how you use it because you could actually be hurting your brand. You could actually be deterring clients that are ready and willing to pay you for a service, a class, a workshop, whatever that is, because of something that looks maybe unprofessional, that's really controversial. Now, I'm not saying we can't share our opinions and our positions. You need to be careful on how you do that because you could actually be hurting your brand and your biz. And I've seen it multiple times with people who had big followings and the followings dropped off because of their approach, their position, their comments, etc. So really use everything on social media to promote you and your brand and your services. Okay. And once you get out there and you start getting your business going, you're getting your one-to-one readings and they're booking up, how you're actually going to scale your business so you can start making the larger revenue that you really want is take your one-to-one readings and then start looking at, maybe you want to do some group readings, some group offerings. Okay. So how do you do that? Well, you're still keep doing that, but you're going to position yourself as somebody that is available for events, corporate events, fundraising events. I have had a very large franchise bookstore that was doing a launch of some book, and they hired me to come in and do readings for, I think it was about 90 minutes. And it's a massive chain that's in Canada and the United States. And I did readings there. They paid me a flat rate to go in there. They actually found me on Google, not even on my socials. And I went in and I did these readings and I got paid very handsomely for that. But in addition to that, I also got so many private one-to-one clients. So how do you get yourself out there? Well, I would say first thing, get a Google business page and note in there your one-to-one offerings and then your group offerings. You could also you need to have an online presence. You also need a website. Have a section dedicated to that. Okay. Of your group offerings and decide what is that for. Maybe people want to have it for like a bachelorette party. I've had that as well. Okay. Some people do it for like a special time of remembrance, like the anniversary of their loved one's departure. You just need to let them know I'm available for this. And then just put it in text, at least on your website. Create a post, do a reel. You just need to communicate. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just communicate what you do, who this is for, and how they can keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay. Then you could also start to move again from the one-to-ones. Maybe you want to start doing some workshops. Maybe you want to do some online courses. There's so many ways that you can scale your business without burning yourself out. Because I love doing mediumship readings, but I have done anywhere from 50 to 60 readings in a month, 1 hours. And it's actually a lot. It's a lot. And even though I sit in the power and have a very strong spiritual practice, sometimes it gets tired. It does get tiring, right? I'm like, I want to mix this up a little bit. And I was very guided actually years ago, about 10 years ago, to start doing more teaching and stuff. And that's something that I've really, probably over the last 4 years, have started to incorporate more into my business. And it's just been a gradual transition. So don't feel like you have to have it all laid out right now. Start off with your one-to-ones and then expand it as you go and adjust. This is what's cool about having your own business is you're not stuck. If you don't like something, you can pivot like right now and you don't need anybody's permission. And if you're feeling stuck, what are you going to do? You're going to ask your spirit guide. Ask them for some support. Or, not or, you're always going to ask your spirit guides for support, but or you're going to talk to your mentor, your spiritual business coach, okay? Somebody that's running a successful spiritual based biz. How do I navigate this, okay? And something that is really important for mediums that are growing their biz, that are making that transition, or have already transitioned and are running a business, is you need to invest in your growth, okay? And I'm not talking just about your mediumship growth. I'm talking about your personal development as well, because how you work on your inner self is absolutely reflected in your business. I remember I did a ton of deep inner healing. And it was after I had done my Reiki level 1 and 2. I did the 21-day detox. And it was like this veil was lifted, off my eyes. And there were some major shifts that happened. I left my church where I was an ordained minister at. Things weren't aligning. And I just started to pivot in my business. Like this guiding force was pivoting me. And it was very, very difficult. But at that same time, I was also going through tremendous inner healing. I went and saw a therapist. And anybody who says that you don't need a therapist, baloney shkamoni, okay? Everybody can benefit from that. And I'm like, I just wanted some help working through some inner shadow work that was coming up, which was amazing. And as I did that, I kid you not, I pivoted from making $6,000 a month and did a launch. And I had my first 5-figure month. Kid you not. And I had a $13,000 month. And at that point, I had only done, I think maybe like 1 or 2 Instagram reels and 1 or 2 IG stories. That was it. And so the point of me sharing that with you is when you do the inner healing, it also removes any of the energy that is blocking you from growing your business in a way where you can have not only longevity, but abundance as well, right? And also too, some of that personal growth, you're going to look at maybe seeing a coach, maybe taking some courses, maybe some mentorship. Outside of my mediumship, I've invested a lot of time and money into my personal development through life coaching. I took a life coaching course with James Van Prague. I did it for myself and it was so incredible. And I continued to do other things that help me work on myself because it helps me show up and be the clearest channel I can for the spirit world, for my client, and also for my business. So that way I can continue to show up and serve people just like you. Okay. So I really want to share with you, if you maybe are a little bit insecure, but you're like, I know I'm insecure. I just need a roadmap on how to get started. Absolutely. First things first. Make sure your skills are absolutely dialed in. And if you're not dialed in, you won't be able to make that transition. So definitely get into a mediumship development circle. That is the starting point for you. If you're like, I don't know where to start, get into a circle. It's going to help you really understand your abilities, refine your abilities, help you bring through that clear, accurate, and specific information that paying clients are wanting. It is going to help you have that support system because not everybody really understands this journey. And honestly, no problem, right? But what you're going to do is then have those strong skills. Then the next step is building your business plan, right? And what's incredible is like right now, I'm working with 2 clients, helping them quit their 9-to-5 jobs so they can become abundantly paid and have successful mediumship businesses. And one lady is almost at the point right now where she's got a little nest egg and she's almost there. Like, how exciting is this? So if you're looking for that, head on over to my page right now or click in the notes below. And I've got a mediumship development circle. It's actually starting August 20th. We are 50% full right now. So do not delay. If you're hearing this message right now, there's a reason why. There is a reason why. Okay. So you're definitely going to want to get in on that because this is the place. There is no coincidence that you are listening to this right now. There is no coincidence in anything. Spirit has guided you. Now, the question is, are you going to answer that call? Okay. So before I head on over to the live readings, I'm just going to answer a couple of questions. How much is the mediumship development course? Oh, that's a real good question. It is $444 Canadian. There is a payment plan available to make it easier for people as well. Just looking up. Oh, wow, I'm hearing this at the perfect time. Beautiful. I love that. Awesome. You're so welcome. And we've got somebody else. For me, it's something I love so much, I would do it for free. You know, I never thought I would do this professionally until I started working with the spirit world on a consistent basis. And I was like, wow, spirit, what are we doing here? And they're like, you are meant to work with the public. You are meant to do this. And I go, really? Yeah, I've trusted spirit every single step of the way, even when I felt like maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I wasn't like the type of medium people were looking for. I had some of those insecurities, but I wholeheartedly trust the spirit world and they supported me and have helped me grow my business. Also have helped me make that impact that I was really born to make. And they can do that for you too. Absolutely.